These are both of Samsung's latest new foldables this year in 2026, and they both have something that we've been begging for. Okay, begging is a bit strong, but hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
Okay, so this year we actually have two new versions of the Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Ultra. This is the Fold 8, which is literally the size of a passport, and it's the world's lightest fold, coming in at 201 grams.
Okay, so I just started to get my hands on this device, and let's first talk about the actual Fold 8. Guys, I think this is it. I think this is the phone that I imagined as a foldable when we first heard about foldables coming out. This is, in my opinion, the perfect form factor. Like, it doesn't get better than this. And I'll tell you why. Like, first off, okay, unfolding this thing, boom. Like, I can't tell you guys how much Samsung has improved on this crease here, because now, like, you can't even see it, and neither can I even feel it for the most part. They've done an excellent job with the crease technology here. That's what, I guess that's what you get, like 8 generations of this device. They've really perfected this design by now. They've got it down to a science. Even when you close it, like, you don't see any gaps here or anything like that. It's flush. Also, it's super light. Like, I just love this form factor, right? This is so nice.
So just lounging with the Fold 8, this phone just hits different, okay? So having that beautiful, like, smaller front screen here is actually really nice. Like, it was actually really cool to even hold in my hand because it just fits in the palm of your hand so well. It doesn't feel overly large like the S26 Ultra or bigger candy bar shaped phones tend to feel, nor does it feel too narrow like the older Folds used to feel like. Also, typing on this external display is really nice. Like, it is just wide enough so that you can get both your hands on it comfortably, but it's also big enough where you don't feel like you're kind of just sliding it too high up or too low down.
Okay, so on the back of the Fold 8, you have two really good cameras. I am so glad that they decided to go with this camera setup here, because ultra wide, like you can always zoom or crop into a photo or a video after the fact. Sure, you lose a little bit of quality, but at least you have the option. But you can't go ultra wide and get like a wider field of view.
The other thing that you notice right off the bat when you look at any of these phones is now we're having some uniform design language here across the board. The S26 Ultra's camera island is now there across the board. You have it on the Fold 8 here, except with the 2 lenses, and you also have it on the Fold 8 Ultra, except with the 3 lenses.
Okay, now we're gonna go talk about everyone's favorite topic, colors. It's our bread and butter on this channel.
For the Fold 8, we have firstly Lavender, which is the purplish color that you see here. It's the hero color this year. You have Graphite and you have Cream. You also have a Pistachio color, which is an online exclusive. As for the Fold 8 Ultra, we have Violet Shadow, which is the hero color this year. You have Graphite and you have Cream. Okay, so as you can see in front of me here, I have all the colors for all of the phones that you're going to be able to get pretty much anywhere. So let me break down each of these colors for you and what I think about each and every single one of them. With the Fold 8 Ultra, you're going to notice that we only have one really light color this year, and both the other 2 colors are quite dark. First, let's talk about the actual cream color. Now, it's interesting that they actually call this cream because this color is super bright. It's like a very bright white. I was hoping it'd be more creamy or off-white color, but this is very bright white. Now, what I like about this color is this is the only color that you're going to get this two-tone look on. So if you notice on the sides here, this is actually silver, and it's contrasting difference compared to the actual back of the phone, which I kind of like, to be honest. Next up, you have Graphite here. Unlike the cream colorway, the Graphite has no two-tone, right? This is the same color and look throughout, so whether on the sides or on the back. Now, Graphite, in my opinion, is going to be the more professional and simple colorway to go with. This is going to be your classic, like, if you're not 100% sure on which colorway you want to go, Graphite is a very good option. And of course, if you are going caseless, when you open this phone up, all the edges are Graphite as well, so it's a nice dark color and gives you that ultra immersion. Next up, we have Violet Shadow, which is the hero color of the year, and man, this is probably my favorite out of the bunch here, just because this has a very cool, like, ultraviolet sort of sheen to it. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, this is the type of color that you'd probably want to wrap your car in. Also, not to mention, you do not get that two-tone look that you get from Cream because the sides are also the same as the back. For the Fold 8 Ultra, the online exclusive color is called Green Shadow, and oh my goodness, this really caught me by surprise because Initially, I was gonna say like the violet shadow looks really good, the hero color, and would have been my choice, but this online exclusive green shadow colorway looks absolutely insane. Here are all the Fold 8 Ultra colors, and let me know which one you guys actually prefer. I'm curious to know. Now, one thing to note is when you unfold these phones, you will see the color that you choose around the sides, of course, if you're not putting a case on it. So if you are deciding to go caseless with these foldables, then that's one thing to note, because having that white bezel along the sides, I mean, it does kind of frame your content a little bit, but it can be a little bit distracting as well. Okay, now when it comes to the Fold 8 colors, what I have here in front of me are all the colors you'll be able to buy everywhere. The cream colorway, again, very similar to the Fold 8 Ultra. I mean, it is super bright. I wish it was more creamy, but it is super bright. You still get that two-tone look here with the silver sides, and when you open it up, you will see a silver outline to your phone, or a creamish outline, I guess. And then of course you have Graphite, and again, same thing here goes from the Fold 8 Ultra. It is a very clean, very sophisticated, professional looking colorway, but it is very light in color in terms of how dark it actually looks. I think it's also the safest colorway you can get if you are unsure on what to buy. And lastly, let's talk about Lavender. This is probably my favorite color from the Fold 8, but it is quite purplish, so if that's not your thing, then maybe avoid it, but I do really like it. We've gone with Pistachio and Lavender here. The Lavender is a more pastel-y purple, but it does seem quite striking. It like stands out, and people will be able to tell that you have a Fold 8. For the Fold 8, we have Pistachio. Now this is a very pastel-y green color, and I think it actually looks really nice. Between the Pistachio and the Lavender, I think I might actually prefer the Lavender this time around, because the green seems a little more washed out to me. However, I went around the event asking people what they thought about Pistachio, and everyone seemed to really love it, so I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. But all in all, these are all the Fold 8 colors, including the hero color and the online exclusive. Let me know in the comment section which one you actually prefer. Just to give you guys a quick idea here how the Fold 8 actually compares to the Fold 8 Ultra, you can see here that the Fold 8 actually looks quite a bit wider than the Fold 8 Ultra, and it is significantly shorter here. It actually makes a pretty big difference in how you use the phone. I actually, to be honest, like the experience on the Fold 8 Ultra for browsing here, because I can just open it and just scroll, right? Versus with the Fold 8, when you do open it up, you do have a very wide screen, but it's not really optimized for like a long web page or browsing or anything like that. And interestingly, when you do flip it around to portrait mode, you get like a slightly taller device compared to the Fold 8 Ultra, but you do have a slightly more narrower field of view, which I guess if you're browsing or reading a book, this is actually perfect. Like, I don't mind this at all.
Okay, now let's quickly talk about the Fold 7. But let's talk about the Fold 8 Ultra, okay? First thing that you realize when you actually grab this phone, infinitely easier to actually open here, because man, last year with the Fold 7, it was a mission, like you needed nails. But now they've done something here, some magic here to make this much more easily openable. I'm here for it. The Fold 8 Ultra is still probably the go-to device, right? Like, it's perfect in every way. Like, you get this nice huge screen, you get this nice big front screen, you get your telephoto lens, you get a 200 megapixel main camera. I mean, it's such a complete phone. Plus this year it's actually even thinner and lighter than before. I didn't think that was even possible, but here we are. This is a very, very cool device. If you're on the Fold 7, probably no need to upgrade to this one because it's just so similar to last year. But if you are on an older Fold device, I think this is like the perfect device to like jump to now if you still wanted some of these other features compared to the Fold 8. Now, there's an argument to be made that the Fold 8 is still probably the better choice for most of the people. But the Fold 8 Ultra, who should actually get this and what's actually new with this? Well, for starters, yes, it's more easily openable. The shape is a little bit better, a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner, all of that stuff. But now you get pretty much the same camera setup as, almost the same camera setup as the where's my S26 Ultra? As the S26 Ultra. But keep in mind, you do get the 5x telephoto on the S26 Ultra, which you don't really get with the Fold 8 Ultra, but you do now have a 200 megapixel wide lens as well as a 10x telephoto lens on this. Also, you do get better battery life. So this is 5,000 milliamps now and faster 45-watt charging. This is like a productivity, like professional user powerhouse, right? So you have the battery to support such a big display. You have a much bigger display than you're getting on any other phone, and you have pro camera setups, and even the image sensor, the low light and everything is set to be really good on this, basically the same as the S26 Ultra. So I'm actually going to be in London right now while you're watching this video at Samsung Unpacked, so I will be testing all of that stuff in that vlog just for you guys. One of my favorite things with the S26 Ultra that I've loved using this feature ever since I got this phone is the fact that I can record and log and basically color grade with like high quality LUTs right on the phone. I'm gonna pull up my gallery. Oh, who's that? Okay, so we have our video here. I can now go into edit, go ahead, select my LUTs. Dude, this is so legit. So okay, now we have the LUT off. This is what it looks like, but I can go ahead, add, let's say standard, blockbuster, romance, thriller. Like I really like, let's say, even the standard look is so nice. Dude, that is so cool. Right out of camera, this is what we're getting. And we're able to like edit and do all of this on your phone itself. And now you have like this almost like a tablet-like screen. So good.
Now, just to give you guys an idea of how thin these phones are now getting, this is the Fold 8 versus the Samsung S26 Ultra. We're almost pretty much at the same thickness for a foldable device, which is kind of wild. And now adding the Fold 8 Ultra here as well, this is just getting ridiculously thin. Now, I know we did talk about social media scrolling and how it feels nice on the Fold 8, but I will say if you are not using the native apps for some of these things, like on IG, when you use it on IG, for example, you can see here, you actually see the full video here, but over on the YouTube app, the shorts are being cut off. That's the issue, right? Even though this is a native Google app, right? We're talking about YouTube. The app is just not optimized for this form factor yet, right? And this is an issue that I'm afraid, I'm worried that we're gonna have with several different applications as well, because it does take time for all of this to get sorted. Now, of course, if you do open up the Fold 8 into portrait mode, you do get that full video without anything being cut off on YouTube Shorts. And if you do take it into portrait mode here, in fact, I think it just fills up the screen really nicely and you get a nice large viewing experience. And here's a quick shot comparing what the viewing experience is on the Fold 8 versus Fold 8 Ultra. On the Fold 8 Ultra, you're getting tons of dead space on the top and bottom, unfortunately, but with the Fold 8, it seems much more manageable. I actually like this a lot.
Okay, so let's finally get to it. Okay, the question that you guys are probably all wondering, which one do I like better? So between these two phones this year, I just like the Fold 8, the regular Fold 8. Not only is it cheaper, but it is also like a new form factor. Like there's something about the newness to it. It's just more exciting. I like this new form factor, especially because I do actually dual wield phones. I have a work phone and a personal phone, and I would love to have something like this for like, you know, viewing content and on the go. And it's kind of just like a very, like, it's almost like reminds me of like the Palm PC days, right? It's a really cool setup. I actually really dig it. And now look, you can clap back and say, this has a telephoto lens, but the telephoto lens is only 10 megapixel. Like I would have been much more happier if they put the 5x 50 megapixel telephoto lens on this that the S26 Ultra has. But no, we get the 10 megapixel 3x telephoto lens. So not really too enthused about that. But I will say the 200 megapixel wide lens, like the main lens on this versus the 50 megapixel, sure, there's probably gonna be a difference there, but for 95% of the people, the 50 megapixel lens is more than enough. Now, the other thing you could probably say is the charging, right? This has a larger battery versus this, like 5,000, and I can't even remember what this is, but I'll put it on the screen here. I mean, yeah, sure, that does make sense, but I don't mind. I don't mind the smaller battery. Also, slower charging, 25 watt versus 45 watt. I don't mind again. I will probably take the Fold 8. But other than that, a couple of issues that just kind of want to mention right off the bat. Both do have the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, the Samsung chip. Really good chip, no issues with that. But There is no S Pen support on either of these. I would have actually really hoped that because this is the Ultra, at least give like S Pen support to this, right? I just want something a little bit more than the Fold 8 regular, right? There's also no privacy display. If they had put privacy display on either one of these, it would have been like a game changer. There's like no real tablets that can even do that. The amount of differences in this versus this is enough to justify that price jump. Like, do you really want it? Sure, the short form content and stuff like that, or like viewing things on this front screen, it's nice because it's different, but because it's different, it's also a little bit jarring sometimes. Versus with this, you're probably just much more comfortable. It's a candy bar shape. You know what to expect. Okay, so you guys know how we always do this right after doing like a first kind of viewing of the phones, and I kind of give you some of my thoughts on the thing. Overall, look, I think the Fold 8 is the winner this year. It's cheaper, it's newer, it's different, it's got the right camera situation going on, and it's just something that's different. Like, I like how it fits in your pocket. It's neater. It's not like no longer long and like bulging like the candy bar shape. Like, everything about it is kind of cool. The only drawback here is like some apps and how certain things kind of look on that front screen. Apps traditionally for the longest time have been kind of prioritized to be in that candy bar shape, right? So like the same shape as like your S26 Ultra and stuff, but going to like a square shape almost, like where it's like half of this, I don't know how that's going to translate to your regular viewing experience and what people think. For typing and stuff, it was great. But for actual like viewing things and like scrolling and Instagram and all of that stuff, I think it's yet to be seen. I gotta actually use it to get an understanding of it. So make sure you guys are subscribed and staying tuned to my channel here, because I will be dropping an extensive vlog and some extensive footage on all of those phones. Make sure you guys tune in. We're going to talk about all of that, but very excited for the Fold 8. The Fold 8 Ultra, I think, is just the perfect phone now. They just perfected what were the issues with the Fold 7. Any complaints you had with the Fold 7 last year have been addressed now, so nothing to worry about. But in any case, appreciate you guys watching. Check out one of these two videos here, and I'll see you guys there. See ya.